one, be very sporadic. Keep your rides really short and super intense every single time. Number two, don't do any stretching. Top tip number three, don't try to ride outside. It's probably not worth the risk. Friends, Brian Davis Races. Hey, listen, we're going to talk about my top 3 tips for off-season training. Number 1, getting in quality hours. And what that means is we're going to focus on first consistency of workouts, so how many times you're working out per week. Number 2, we're going to focus on duration. We're going to get 1 or 2 really long workouts in there. And number 3, we're going to worry about intensity. We're going to get some really hard hits to make sure that we're keeping our fitness levels up. Number 2, we're going to talk about yoga. We're going to stretch things out. We're going to just challenge our body to perform in different ways. So I picked up a really cool yoga book. We're going to go through that real quick. All right, number 3, we're going to focus on mixing it up. I have a fat bike, I have a cross bike, I have a road bike, I have every kind of bike you can imagine, which is great because that keeps me interested in the different sports. I would encourage you to do the same thing, or if you have another sport you want to do during the winter, do that as well. So those are my top 3 tips. We'll dive in a little bit deeper. Thanks.
All right, friends, the key to magic is time. 4 out of 7 days in this sample plan for 3 hours per week. 4 out of 7 days trumps intensity, trumps duration. Consistency, consistency, consistency. A few more hours per week now. We're up to 6 hours per week. We're doing 5 out of 7 days. We added a little bit more intensity, but mostly 5 out of 7 days was the key addition here. Now we're jumping to 9 hours a week. This is where I reside usually. So we have 5 out of 7 days, a little bit more duration, a little bit more, and a touch more intensity, but mostly duration. 12 hours per week. Now we're 6 out of 7 days, and we added a little bit more duration, not any more intensity, I don't believe. Time, 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 time. That's the key.
All right, tip number 2, super easy way to sneak some yoga into your day. I have this book, I just picked it up, Athlete's Pocket Guide to Yoga. I love it because it lays flat. It's got a whole sequence of moves I need to get done. I can do 3, 4, 5 minutes of yoga after I'm done on my trainer session. Totally sneaky way to get in a little bit of yoga, and a little bit of yoga goes a long way to making your body flexible and happy for the on season. Tip number 3 is all about mixing it up. Last year I picked up this setup. It's from Specialized. It was stupid expensive, but I really wanted to make getting outside easier, and it works. So under this, a lot of times last year I just wore shorts and a regular jersey and went out in my gear. Worked perfect. I didn't have to think about what I was going to wear all the time. Throw some good gloves on, good hat, good goggles, good helmet. You're good. You're good. Okay, those are my top 3 tips for a successful off-season. Please give me a thumbs up if you got some value out of this, and if you want to keep more, give me a comment. Throw me your favorite tips for the off-season too. I'd love to hear about them. Thanks.